Hi, I'm Tom with Tap Dancer Specialty Coffee, the world's finest coffee roasted fresh for you. Before you get poured in the coffee, monsoon coffee. And today we're going to show you how to make an ideal cup of coffee. And to make the ideal cup of coffee, you need some tools for the trade. You need a stopwatch, the Clever Dripper, which happens to be available online on my website, www.tapdancerscoffee.com. You need some filters. Don't go with the cheap generic filters. Buy a name brand filters. Bottled water. Don't use the tap water. If you have bottled water, use bottled water. A thermometer, a coffee cup. That would be a wise thing to have to make coffee. A digital scale, coffee. Oh, you can't start the day without coffee. This is Tap Dancer Specialty Coffee. Today we are using the Ethiopian Kinebata. Oh, wonderful coffee. Something to boil the water in, and a calculator. So first of all, we start with the coffee, and we start with water. The ratio is 17:1. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take and pour my coffee into here while it's sitting on the scale, and I'm going to fill my cup. 16 ounces. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 16 ounces and divide that by 17 because we want a 17:1 ratio. 0.94 ounces. So we're going to take our water and pour it in to the water heater and turn it on. Now we're going to take our coffee dripper. We're going to hit tare so we have a zero balance so I don't have to worry about thinking. We're going to add our wonderful filter. And then we're going to open up this wonderful bag of coffee. So we're going to put in 0.94 ounces of coffee. Oops. Now we have to grind the beans, and while we're grinding the beans, I'll be right back. Maybe Jarrell will entertain you with a song while I'm out grinding.
No, I'll just cut this part out.
Back, we have the wonderfully ground coffee right here before you. Now comes the time for the timer and the thermometer. The temperature we want for coffee is 200 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. And the reason for that is if you brew coffee less than that, you're going to get sour coffee. And most of the typical brewers that you buy out of the stores only gets up to maybe 180. A lot of them are 160 degrees. And if you go too hot to 212 degrees, then you're going to get a very bitter coffee. So what we're looking for is the ideal temperature of 200 degrees. Now this has come to a boil, we're going to turn it off. And then we just need to take, and we're going to set our timer here so we have an idea how long it takes for the coffee to cool down from boiling to 200 degrees. Once you have this number, then you don't have to worry about using the thermometer once again. And so you can edit this part, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pretend. Okay. 2 minutes later, we are now at proper temperature. We're going to reset our timer, and we want to have this brew. This is the ideal part. Is this thing is so wonderful. You get to pour in the coffee, and I poured in way too much. Okay. Then we're going to start our timer. And you could go anywhere, depending on your taste and your flavors and how you like your coffee, from a minute to 4 minutes. I like my coffee to be steeped for 2 minutes. So this thing will go ahead and steep it so the coffee is immersed and it's all going in together and the water. And what you want to do is halfway through your steeping time, or your brewing time, or whatever time you want to call it, where they're mingling and intermingling and mixing and blending, is halfway through you want to give it a quick stir. Just one little quick stir just to make sure that all the beans are just in their doing their things, filling up the water with flavor so you have this wonderful aroma. And then after waiting your time, for me it's now 2 minutes, is we simply set this on the cup. And the coffee automatically drains, so you have the wonders of a French press, which gives you that full immersion and full mingling of the coffee. And then you also have the clean filtered cup, also of a brewed cup. And so you have the best of all the worlds. And there you have it, an ideal cup of coffee. Enjoy.
Wake me up before you go, don't leave me.